Bad Bunny, really? The NFL never ceases to amaze me, and what a fucking slap in the face to Americans. A man who is anti-American, anti-Trump, and anti-ICE to headline their Super Bowl show. This isn't a bold, inclusive moment. This is a political grenade hand-tossed into the living room of every single American family who decides to watch it. Now, let's clear up a few things. This is his only U.S. performance. Banned all other tour stops in the United States because he feared ICE, but he was born in Puerto Rico. He only sings in Spanish. He doesn't perform any English songs, which last I checked, the first language here is English. And yet the NFL thinks that he is a safe bet. No, that's poking a hornet's nest. The NFL is no longer about football. It is about scoreboard politics, a little bit of culture signaling, scratching the back of ultra elites, and, well, a little Gen Z cred. They turned the Super Bowl from America's biggest stage into America's biggest political spectacle. The NFL is inviting division and outrage. This is not just cultural overreach anymore. It is existential recklessness. They have talked the rainbow flag to death more than they've talked about the gridiron. Let them see this as what it is, a farce disguised as progress. The NFL can claim this is bold, but it is a disaster in the making. They have mortgaged fan loyalty for headlines, and honestly, that's how you lose your kingdom, chasing noise over legacy.
I'm so sorry, but I need to say this. The audacity of the NFL, what they're doing with their halftime show, it is so disrespectful to the American people, to all the gringos from this country. Like, English is the first language here. Forget about the other ones, okay? Forget about the Spanish. Forget about the rest of the languages. It is disrespectful to you guys because you wait so long for this, show and for this game that I don't understand why would they do this to you. I will definitely encourage you to sabotage the NFL. You should start giving away all your tickets. And honestly, I am willing to take that burden for you guys. I am willing to sacrifice myself and go to that concert because who are they putting in this halftime show? It's San Benito, Bad Bunny. Like, you don't have to go listen to that. I can go do that for you. I can definitely go do that. So if you are already planning on going, you don't have to go. Send me the tickets. I'll be more than happy to do that for you.
So this guy, Bad Bunny, is headlining the Super Bowl halftime show. And listen, I've never even heard of the guy before. I haven't listened to a single song, nothing. And now I'm sitting here like I'm completely out of the loop. I've been living under a rock. Because from what I'm reading, his fans are pumped about this. They're saying this is historic because he's the first solo Latin male to do it. I mean, big names like Jay-Z and Bruno Mars are coming out and giving this guy props. And his streaming numbers are massive from what I can see. So clearly the dude's popular. But the flip side to all this is a lot of people aren't very happy over it. Some are saying it's way too political, pointing to his criticism of U.S. immigration policies and the fact that he canceled his U.S. tour. And others think he just doesn't fit the football vibe for the Super Bowl. So I'm over here wondering, well, what do you all think? Is this a win for culture and diversity, or is the NFL totally missing the mark on this? Again, I'm a hockey fan, and I don't follow Bad Bunny or Bad Baby, whatever his name is, because honestly, I can't tell if I should be excited or confused by this whole thing. I'm looking forward to your feedback, and I'm going to listen to a few of this guy's songs because, again, he's a pretty popular guy. Appreciate you.
Black Americans is happy that Bad Bunny's performing at the halftime show more than anybody else. And I know that Bad Bunny's Puerto Rican, but a bunch of Hispanics is going to be supporting because he speaks Spanish. So I don't want just Puerto Ricans to remember that Black Americans is supporting this. I want all the Hispanics that's standing behind Bad Bunny to remember that too. Because my feed right now is divided into 4 sections. Black Americans being happy as hell that Bad Bunny's going to be performing. But, like, the Hispanics are happy, obviously. All types of Hispanics, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, you call it. And then we got white Americans that's divided into 2 sections. We got the white Americans that is happy as hell. Those are usually the younger generation. And then we got the older white Americans that is mad though. Real mad. Talk about they want country music in that joint. Who the hell listens to country music? So if Bad Bunny is going to be representing all Hispanics, and all Hispanics is going to be supporting Bad Bunny, and Black Americans is supporting Bad Bunny going over there, then I better see more Hispanics supporting Black Americans. And I don't just mean Puerto Ricans because Bad Bunny's Puerto Rican. I'm talking about all Hispanics because all the Hispanics are benefiting from this situation. They got somebody that's going over there speaking just Spanish and Black people supporting it. Don't let this be a one-way street. Especially because a lot of y'all be trying to jack the white swag and the white swag not jacking y'all. And it keeps showing and showing every single time.
People are wondering if I can host this show because English is not my first language. I don't know if they know, but I do whatever I want.
A little time left. What's your take on Bad Bunny?
I think it's a brilliant move by Jay-Z, who's obviously in charge of providing halftime entertainment for the Super Bowl. This guy's incredibly popular, #1 in streaming on Spotify over the last 3 years, a global iconic figure in the streaming stratosphere. This guy's the real deal, and obviously he has global appeal. In the times that we're living in, for Jay-Z to come up with this as the act for Super Bowl halftime performance, I think it's absolutely brilliant. And I think the world, considering the NFL is trying to attract itself to the world, games in Berlin, games in Brazil, games in France and England and London and what have you, they're trying to have global appeal because they already have America on lockdown. I think this is a strong, strong way to go. Brilliant move by Jay-Z.
There's a secret marketing play behind Bad Bunny being chosen to headline the Super Bowl halftime show, and it's a genius move by Apple. On the surface, the main reason for picking Bad Bunny is because he's one of the biggest artists in the world and has international appeal. After all, the NFL is obsessed with being a global league. That's why they have games every season in London, Brazil, Germany, Spain. And newsflash to NFL fans, the halftime show isn't supposed to be for you because you're gonna watch the game anyway. They want to appeal to a wider audience that might not necessarily be interested in the game. Now, you might not listen to Bad Bunny and might not like him being selected as the halftime performer because you don't speak Spanish, and you might also say, hey, most Americans don't speak Spanish. Well, hold on a second. Who's the presenting sponsor for the Super Bowl halftime show? Apple Music. And what new product did Apple just release? The AirPods Pro 3. And what's the big new feature for the Apple AirPods 3? Live translation. So not only is this a great pick because Bad Bunny is one of the biggest artists in the world with international appeal, but Apple is going to be able to demonstrate the power of their new AI live translation feature in real time on one of the world's biggest stages.
Super Bowl 2026 halftime show performer was announced, and it's Bad Bunny. Not Chris Brown, it's Bad Bunny. Chris Brown has sold the biggest stadiums across the world, let alone in America. Did you not see the show yesterday? Did you not see the amount of people were at a show yesterday? He sold out the biggest stadium in America. Y'all picked Bad Bunny for the halftime show? Yo, Bad Bunny over Chris Brown? Do you know the amount of people that would be watching the Super Bowl because of Chris Brown? And y'all picked Bad Bunny? Oh my God, this is insane. Man, these people are really dragging Chris Brown. Anyways, who cares? Chris, you don't need them. You are our Super Bowl. You are our halftime show. Screw them. And whatever team they're cheating on, I hope they lose.
All right, fine. Let's talk about Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. So the NFL has made their selection of who's going to be performing the Super Bowl halftime show. And I got to say that the NFL is 100% trolling people because they selected Bad Bunny. Now, I know you've probably seen a million different videos of people being like, oh, we shouldn't have Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. He doesn't like America. He's not performing in America. That's not my problem with it. No, my problem is that Bad Bunny almost exclusively performs his music in Spanish. Now, as we all know, the NFL is an American sport. And in the United States of America, only 12% of the citizens speak Spanish. So you are getting an artist who is performing the halftime show at, let's be real, the most American sporting event you can have. I know there's going to be like fans of like the Daytona 500, but fuck NASCAR, left turns, who cares? But you're getting an artist who performs exclusively in Spanish to perform at a halftime show for an event in a country where 12% of the people speak Spanish. What? I don't give a shit. I don't watch the halftime show. I watch the game. Because when you're wondering what to choose as a halftime show that people are going to enjoy, when I look at all the genres of music out there, I can tell you that if I was going to pick a genre that I think the maximum amount of Americans will enjoy, I most certainly would not select reggaeton in Spanish.
Hey MAGA, I think you guys are a little confused right now. Okay, so I understand that football is a bunch of men together running around in tight clothes, chasing each other and jumping on piles with each other, but that doesn't mean that it is geared strictly towards conservative men. Okay, actually the Super Bowl is watched in over 100 countries, so having a performer like Bad Bunny is a great choice, okay, because he's loved worldwide. Jason Aldean and Kid Rock, no, okay. Nobody outside of your very slim minority is gonna watch that or wants to see them perform. And y'all are complaining that the Super Bowl is so patriotic, and you know he wouldn't perform in the United States, and this is just his one concert. He did that to protect people. He knew this administration would target his concerts, and he did that because he knew ICE would show up and come and kidnap people. He lost out on millions because he cared about other people and their safety. So yeah, he's a good person, and you guys aren't. Also, I thought you guys were done with the NFL, okay? You were done when Colin Kaepernick took a knee, and then most recently you were done again when not every single football team chose to give a moment of silence for CK. So which is it? Because we're really getting sick and tired of you guys bitching and moaning and crying about things and changing your mind just like 2 weeks later and acting like it never fucking happened. All right, you want to be oppressed so fucking bad, but you're not. We're really sick of listening to you whine.
You know, it's funny, I woke up this morning and checked my phone, and there was a headline that read, Bad Bunny is selected to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show. And I can't think of a better opportunity to go to the restroom, take a walk around the block, drive down to McDonald's, because any of those options is way better than watching the Super Bowl halftime show with Bad Bunny. I mean, this guy literally canceled his entire U.S. tour in protest of ICE. Essentially saying he doesn't agree with what the U.S. government is doing. And you have your right to not agree with what the U.S. government is doing. Believe me, I'm all for that. But what changed? All of a sudden now you want to perform in America? Like, you did your fans a huge disservice that you have in this country by canceling your U.S. tour because you weren't happy with what the government's doing. Like, you owe it to your fans to perform. But you want to protest, by all means. Knock yourself out. But what changed? Must be money. Good job, NFL. You're just continuously doing things that makes me not want to watch.
Hey, did you guys hear Bad Bunny is doing the NFL halftime show? Can't wait to see ICE arrest him on stage live at the halftime show. Gonna be the best halftime show ever. They're gonna show Bad Bunny who the real Bad Bunny is. Didn't he just say he wasn't gonna perform because ICE was going to detain him or arrest him? Well, now it looks like the NFL set it up so we all get to watch it during the halftime show. This is going to be literally the best halftime show the NFL put on. Bad Bunny, expect to get detained during the halftime show. Let's go, Trump. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
All right, you bunch of liberal fuck sticks, y'all pay attention. Class is officially in session. I'm finna teach y'all how to be an adult. So the new trending topic in the nation right now is who is playing at the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show. It's this guy by the name of Bad Bunny. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Never knew this motherfucker was a singer. Didn't have a single clue. I knew that he carried Happy Gilmore's clubs on Happy Gilmore 2. I thought he did a great job as a caddy, but as far as singing into a microphone, not a fucking clue. But if you're gonna get the halftime show at the Super Bowl, you gotta have some good shit. So I looked the man up. I listened to his music, and I'm gonna be honest with you, not a fan of it. Why am I not a fan of it? Because I don't speak Spanish. At all. Zero. But just because I don't speak Spanish doesn't mean he ain't singing about some good shit, so I looked up the lyrics to his songs. Let's just say me and him aren't on the same political spectrum. At all. But don't let me lose you, you bunch of colored-haired cowards, because this is when the lesson officially starts. You see, although that I don't agree with who is playing in the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show, that matters zero. Because if it was left up to me, I don't know, maybe like Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs. I mean, hell, I think everybody'd be cool with bringing Nickelback back. But seeing how I have absolutely zero say-so about who performs during the Super Bowl halftime show, here's where things really, really start to get good. I'm going to watch the Super Bowl. Don't know what teams are going to be in it. I can pretty much guarantee you the Saints aren't going to be in it, which I'll deal with later. But I don't know what teams are going to be in it, but I'm going to watch the Super Bowl. I'm going to have a cookout. I'm going to invite my friends and family over. Everything's going to be great. And then when the halftime show starts, I have the ability as an adult, as a free American, that I will get up and I will not watch the halftime show. It's fucking crazy. And if nobody else wants to watch the halftime show, we may just turn the channel for the next 20 minutes because no one has any interest in watching the damn halftime show. But I can tell you what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to grab a bunch of like posters and color little little cute signs and shit like that and go stand outside the Super Bowl protesting about why the person that I wanted in the damn halftime Super Bowl show is not in there. I'm not going to throw a fit about it. I'm not going to kick and scream, and I'm not going to cry, and I'm not going to get on social media and wah about it. Why? Because it's all very, very simple. All you have to do is turn the channel. I know this is foreign to y'all. You haven't heard shit like this before. I know it seems weird. I promise you it works. It's this new thing. People are doing it all across the nation. It's like almost like a fad. It's called being an adult. And when shit don't go exactly the way that you thought it should go, it doesn't mean you have to throw a temper tantrum about the shit. I ain't got nothing against the Bad Bunny guy. I don't like his music, therefore I don't have to listen to the shit. I don't think he needs to be in the halftime Super Bowl show, but at the same time, nobody asked me who the fuck was supposed to be at the halftime Super Bowl show. So with that being said, I have the right, I have the ability, and I have the mental capacity to just not fucking watch it and not let it ruin my entire day. Anyway, that's lesson 1. I'm going to teach y'all how to be adults. Now, if y'all put it into practice or not is 100% on y'all, but this shit ain't that fucking hard. Shit.
Why the hell would the NFL choose Bad Bunny to do the Super Bowl halftime show? Think about it. The biggest stars in American music right now are Taylor Swift, who's at basically every Chiefs game, Post Malone, or even Drake. Any one of them would have been the obvious choice to have the Super Bowl halftime show. But instead, the NFL picks a guy where 90% of his music is in Spanish for the biggest American sporting event of the year. Well, the reason is a whole lot deeper than you think. The reason the NFL is doing this is simply because they have the U.S. by the balls. They know for a fact, whether you like Bad Bunny's halftime performance or not, you're going to come back next year and still watch the Super Bowl. The NFL knows that the U.S. market is huge, but it's also saturated. Everybody knows about it. And the real path to growing a bigger business isn't trying to appease the Americans. It's growing internationally. Why do you think the NFL is scheduling all these games in Brazil, Ireland, the UK, Germany, Spain, and even Mexico? They don't want to be the biggest sport in the US like they already are. They want to be the biggest sport in the world. And what easier way to get millions more eyeballs on the Super Bowl than to have the biggest pop star in the entire world multiculturally to do your halftime show? You and I might love Post Malone and his music, but some random family in Brazil could not give two shits. Again, this is not a risky choice at all for the NFL. It's an absolute layup. The NFL has no risk with US fans here whatsoever. He's also huge in the US. So you might not like this choice, but it is incredibly obvious why they're doing it. So if you want to keep up on all things media and how to make better content, make sure you follow me.
The NFL just set Bad Bunny to do the Super Bowl halftime show. This is the same Bad Bunny, by the way, who says that he does not want to do U.S. dates on this current tour because of the ICE thing that's going on. Because we actually have a president in the United States that is enforcing our borders and making sure that criminal illegal immigrants are booted out of this country. So Bad Bunny thinks that that's a bad thing, which is why he's not touring in the United States right now. So I'm not entirely sure what the Super Bowl was thinking with this choice. I don't know if they wanted to alienate half of the country. I don't know if they wanted to pick a primarily Latin artist whose music is in Spanish that most people do not even understand. I don't know if they wanted to pick somebody that was hyper liberal and hyper political, but I guarantee you that when he plays the Super Bowl halftime show, there'll be some sort of anti-ICE stuff, there'll be anti-Trump stuff, there'll be anti-illegal immigration enforcement stuff. It will be all the same woke leftism that this country has told you so many times before that we do not like, that we have absolutely positively rejected. So the Super Bowl wants to alienate half the audience. It wants to choose a hyper-political artist that does not appeal, by the way, to anybody that's not in the Spanish culture. Like, good luck with that.
So who the hell is Bad Bunny and why is he playing the halftime show? Whatever happened to good American acts like Kid Rock, Oliver Anthony, Morgan Wallen, or Jeff Gordon? And this ain't about race, but the NFL, it means the American National Football League. So I think the halftime show should be by an American. Also, I heard that all of his lyrics are in a different language, so none of them are American. We aren't going to be able to even understand what he's saying. For all we know, he could be doing a witchcraft on us, or doing spells with Satan, or summoning Antifas. You might think I'm crazy, but look at his name, Bad Bunny. What else is a Bad Bunny? Labubus? Those have been possessed. I hate to get political about it, but maybe Trump should look into pulling their funding.
I know this is super petty. I think I might be in a really petty place at present. Oh, I love that alliteration. Listen, did you hear that Bad Bunny is going to be the lead performer at the Super Bowl halftime show? I'm really excited. Now, the reason why I'm petty is because it's not that I'm such a huge Bad Bunny fan. In fact, I can't name one song. That said, whenever I do hear him, it definitely makes me want to shake my booty. But I'm so excited that he is performing because Trump hates him. He hates Trump. Trump called his country of Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. Bad Bunny was a huge supporter of Kamala Harris. Of course he was, because he seems like a really decent guy. I'm so excited. I don't think I've ever been more excited for a halftime show, and I bet MAGA, they're gonna go nuts that it's him performing at the Super Bowl. Yes.
It's very disheartening to ask my Latino friends how they feel about Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl, and they don't even have a second to be excited because of the current administration. Instead of jubilation, they have to fear that the U.S. government will take advantage of a Bad Bunny performing and an influx of Latinos going to the game and using it as an opportunity to mobilize ICE. In my opinion, Bad Bunny has a responsibility to do some kind of civil disobedience, some kind of protest against ICE, against the administration when he does this. A third of America will be watching. People around the world will be watching. Can you imagine what something that just says fuck ICE could do? Whether it's a bracelet or a shirt or something, right? This could accidentally be very good PR for the U.S. government. Like, oh, look, we got Bad Bunny on. He's a Latino. Everything went well. See, we love Latinos.
Apparently, people are finding out that Bad Bunny is an American citizen because Puerto Rico is part of the U.S. Therefore, Puerto Ricans are U.S. citizens. This is wild. I know, but I'm also not surprised. Like, people over here in the U.S. didn't even know what's going on with the neighbor. So, and to give you a little bit of more information, this is a map. And this is where Puerto Rico is. And yeah, we come from a really little place and we are that powerful. Thank you for listening to my tech talk. Goodbye.